do is you need to go to aplusstudents.com. You need to go to the website. Once you're on the website, you select math as your subject. This is a grade 6 maths lesson. The name of the topic is two-dimensional figures. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll give you the chapter number and the lesson number. The chapter number is 30 and the lesson number is 16. We have chapter number 30 and lesson number 16. Okay. And the name of the lesson is Graph Triangles and Quadrilaterals. So we know that triangle has 3 sides, whereas a quadrilateral will always have 4 sides. Okay. So what we are doing is we are plotting points together. Let's say if we have the first question, let me copy the question. Okay. We are given certain coordinates and we need to plot the triangle on the graph. So if this is our question number 1 given to us, this is a XY axis. The term they're using over here is graph the triangle with the vertices, right? The term vertices can also be written as a point or coordinate, because coordinates are plotted on a graph paper, right? So all 3 words can be used. We can say graph the triangle with the points, graph the triangle with the vertices, or with the coordinates. Okay. So let's see. The first point that is given to us is 1, 1. The first value inside the bracket always refers to the value of x, y. That means this is the horizontal is the x-axis. The vertical would always be the y-axis. Okay. So we move 1 and 1. That means this is the first point. This is 1, 1. 0, 7. If we have 0, 7, that means 0 on the x, 7 on the y. This point is 0, 7. And the last point is 10, 0. So we have x was 10 and y was 0. We put x 10 and y 0. Okay. So once we have these points, we join the points together. We would join the points together to form the shape. Since there are 3 points given to us, that means it will form a triangle. Okay. And the last coordinates were 10, 0. Okay. So we simply plot the points on any graph paper. This diagram is known as XY axis. Okay. The horizontal is the x-axis and the vertical is the y-axis. Okay. Let's have a look at another example. For the next question, it says, plot the graph of a triangle, graph the triangle with the vertices given to us. Okay. Let's say this is our question number 2. And the question states this information. Let me just copy and realign. The 3 points given are these. Okay. Question number 2. So we know that since there are 3 points given to us, this diagram would always form the triangle, right? X-axis with the y-axis. The first coordinate was given as 4, 4. That means x is 4 and y is 4. The point of intersection of this would be 4, 4. The second point is 9, 8. We take 9 and we go upwards 8 units. This point is 9, 8, whereas the last one is 8, 6. That means on the axis we have 8. Once we go up, this would be 6. Or let's say this is 8, 4. Let's say 8, 4 or 8, 3. Okay, I'm just changing this so that it's much easier for us to understand. This was 3, this was 8, 8, 3 is this point, right? X, y. When I'm saying 8, 3, that means I'm saying the value of x, then the value of y. We can never write the value of y first and then the value of x. It has to. Hi, Crinsley. What we are trying to do is we are trying to plot these points or coordinates on a graph to find the shape. If 3 points are given to us, we can say it is a triangle. If 4 points will be given to us, we can say it's a quadrilateral, right? A quadrilateral can be a square, rectangle, parallelogram, kite, any shape, right? But 3 side has to be a triangle. How we did this was 4, 4. So x was 4 and y was 4. Then we had 9, 8. X was 9 and y was 8. So we marked this point. And the last one was 8, 3. X was 8 and y was 3. So we marked this point. Hi, Ashik. Okay. Let's have a look at another example. For the next question, they're asking us to graph the triangle with the vertices. Some vertices are given to us. They're asking us to graph this. And the question says the vertices or the points or the coordinates given are these. Okay, let me resize so that it's readable enough. For question number 3, we know that the y-axis is the vertical, the x-axis is the horizontal, right? Let's try to plot these points. The first coordinate given was 1, 1. That means 1 on the x-axis, 1 on the y-axis. This is a common point. 1, 1. Eyepiece. Okay. Hi, everyone. We plot the first point or the first vertex. Then we have 3, 7. That means 3 on the x-axis, and till where we go? We go till 7 on the y-axis. So we find this point over here, 3, 7. Okay. And the last coordinate was 0, 4. If this is 0, 4, that means 0 on the x-axis and 4 units on the y-axis. So this is 0, 4. Okay. When we try to join these points together, this is the shape of the triangle that would be formed. Okay. Okay, one thing we need to remember is whenever a point is on the, let me explain this first, okay? I'm just giving some explanation over here. What we need to remember is when when a point or a vertex has, let's suppose the coordinate is 0 comma or 8 comma 0, right? This means we know that these values refer to x comma y, where x was 8 and y was 0. Agreed? So in this kind of a scenario, what we need to know is that this point would lie on the x-axis, the horizontal axis, because y was 0 over here. So this means the point is on x-axis, which is the horizontal. Okay, this is the x-axis. Agree? But if we say when a point, okay, I'll just label this point also. This would be 8 comma 0. Okay, but if I say when a point given to us is 0 comma 7, that means these were the values of x and y. In this case, x was 0 and y was 7. So what we can say is the point or the vertex is on the y-axis. Y-axis is the vertical, and this is our y-axis, the vertical axis. Okay, so 0 comma 7 would mean x was 0 and y was 7. Agreed? So whenever a point is on the axis, either x would be 0 or y would be 0. Okay, this means if we had a line, right? If we join the points together, if we join these 2 points together, right? They can be joined. A line can be formed by 2 points, right? So we can say this point was the y intercept. Y intercept means where the line will cut the y axis. And for this point is the x intercept. X intercept means where the line cuts the x-axis. Okay, so if ever they're using the term intercept, okay, don't get worried about it. Okay, I'll just show you another example with the intercepts. Okay, so that we'll make up a question and I'll use the term intercept. I'll just change the values for this given question. Rather than giving you the coordinate, I would use the term intercept. Okay, if this is the question given to us, I'm changing the values over here. Okay, if question number 4 says this is just the explanation for the intercepts. Okay, for question number 4, if it says graph the triangle with the vertices, if the first vertex given is, let's suppose 7 comma 8, and the x-intercept, okay, x-intercept is 3 and the y-intercept is 5. Okay, so let's see what we can do over here. Wait, okay, Princely, I just showed you that over here. Intercept, y-intercept means where the line will cut or the point will cut the y-axis, right? Line or point will cut the y-axis. That means if it says y-intercept over here, right? This means on the y-intercept, x is always 0. See, we saw over here on the y-intercept, the value of x was 0, right? And y was given to us. So can we say this changes into a coordinate 0, 5? Okay. And once we are looking at the x-intercept, that means at the x-intercept, it's the reverse. Y will become 0. So can we say this coordinate will become 3, 0? Do we agree? Do we agree on this, Princely? If it says x-intercept, y becomes 0. If it says y-intercept, x becomes 0. Okay. So what we can do is we can start plotting the points. The first point was 7, 8. We can say this was 7. This was 8. Let's see where we can plot this. You don't have to make the dotted lines. I'm just doing it to show you. And this was 7, 8. So the first point comes over here, that is 7, 8. The x-intercept means where the line is intersecting the x-axis. This is the x-axis. That means at 3. That means the coordinate for this point should be 3, 0. And for y-intercept, since this was vertical axis is the y-axis, this becomes, it was intersecting y-axis at 5. Therefore, the coordinate becomes 0, 5. And once we have these values, if we join them together, we would be able to make a triangle over here. Okay? Do we agree? Okay. Let's move ahead. Let's start off with a quadrilateral. Okay? Let's look at a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral can be any given shape to us. Okay, let's do another question. Question number 5. Okay, what I'm saying is they are missing some values, and I would change the question. Okay, I'm making some changes to the question. In question number 5, they're asking us to do this working. Please do not consider the triangle. I'm just changing the wordings. Okay, if these are the okay of graph the quadrilateral question number 5 with the given coordinates to be, just a moment, 4, 4, 9, 8, 8, 3 and 6, no, 2, 6 or 1, 6. Okay, if these 4 coordinates are given to us, so we can say if we need to plot 1, 6, we say this was 1, this was 6. This coordinate comes out to be 1, 6. The next one is 4, 4, 4, 4. Agreed? 8 and 3. Let's keep this as a bigger number. 4, 4 would be this coordinate. Then we have 9, 8, right? let's say 9 comma 8. This was 8. Agreed. And let's say this point was 6 comma 10. So can we draw 6 and 10 over here? This is 6 comma 10. Once we try to join these points together, can we say we can join the points? Just a moment. This, this, and this, right? So by chance, it came out to be a parallelogram, right? But this was still a quadrilateral. Okay, we can say we plotted the 4 points and we made a quadrilateral. Okay, let's say if we have a question and we need to draw, okay, I'll change the coordinates over here. If some information is missing for us, okay, they are missing some information from these certain coordinates. Okay, if in question number 6 they are saying graph the quadrilateral, and the quadrilateral given is a square. Basically they are telling us graph the square. Let's suppose they give us the first few coordinates. Okay, they say the first coordinate is 1 comma 3, 1 comma 8, 6 comma 3, and the last coordinate we do not know. Okay, since we know a square will be made of 4 coordinates, right? And we know the definition of square is a square has 90-degree angle, right? And all 4 sides are of the same length. Agreed? That is the definition of a square, right? So what we can say is, if we plot the first point, see, I can make it very simple, just do that. I'm trying to give you a different perspective, right? If the, like question number 5, if the 4 points were given, we can directly plot the 4 points, right? Okay. But over here, what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to keep one value as a variable, right? If one value is a variable, that means we need to find this coordinate also. But because we know this is a square, it must be easy for us, right? So let's plot the first point. It was 1 comma 3. This is 1. This was 3. Agreed? This is the common point. That is 1 comma 3. The next one was 1 comma 8. That means 1 and 8. Agreed? The third point was 6 and 3. This was 6 and 3. Okay? We know about square is that all 4 sides will be of the same length, right? This length, this length, this length, and this length would be equal. Agreed? So if I say this was the first point, that was 1 comma 3, this was 1 comma 8, what is the height difference over here? If I join these 2 points together, agreed? So what is the difference in the height? 8 was the height here, 3 was the height here. 8 minus 3 means 5 is the height, right? Agreed? So the same way, let's look at the horizontal. They're saying it's a square. Then this should also be 5. This was 1 over here. This was 6. This was 6 comma 3. So what is the horizontal height? Width? This is also 5. Agreed? Do we agree? Then this should be also 5 and this should also be 5. That means we move 5 boxes from here. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And we go 5 boxes from here. So can we say this is the final coordinate, and the value for this coordinate would be 6 comma 8, because the other 3 coordinates were already given to us. 1 comma 3 was given to us, 1 comma 8 was given to us, 6 comma 3 was given to us. But since this was a square, then since this was a square, that means all sides will have the same length. Agreed? That means this length, and all 4 sides, 4 lengths of the square would be exactly the same. Okay, this was a bit tricky. Sometimes they can give you the values and they can skip some values, right? So in this case, what I did was I skipped some values to find the answer, right? Okay, let's try another question. The next question it says is, graph the triangle. We need to do a triangle for the next question. After this, I'll try to make another question for a quadrilateral. Okay, sorry. If this axis was given to us, they're asking us to graph the triangle with the vertices. I'll rewrite these vertices. Okay, the vertices given are 0, 3, 0, 9, 5 and 5. Okay, for question number 7, since 3 vertices are given to us, that means it has to be a triangle. 0, 3 means x is 0, y is 3. X is 0, y is 3, right? 0 comma 3. The next one is 0 comma 9. That means x is 0, y was 9. X is 0, y is 9. Agreed? And the last one is 5 comma 5. That means x was 5 and y was 5. We can say x is 5, y is 5. So the common point of intersection would be this, 5 and 5. You can say this is 5 and 5. So we join the 3 points together. Because a triangle has 3 sides. So we need to make 3 lines, right? 3 points when joined together would form 3 lines, and 3 intersecting lines would form the triangle. Okay, thank you. Let's have a look at another example. It still says, okay. Let's do another question in which I will do another quadrilateral, okay? I would change the wordings. I'll do the triangle first, then we'll do a quadrilateral. Question number 8 says, this is our question number 8, and that's telling us graph the triangle with vertices. These are the vertices given to us of the triangle. This is our question number 8. Just a moment. Let me make a copy so that we can reuse. Okay. So the first coordinate that is given to us is 0, comma 10. That means the value of x is 0 and y is 10. X is 0, y is 10. That means this is the y-intercept. Agreed? 0, comma 10. This was the first point. Where if the point is on the y-axis, it's y-intercept. 9, comma 3. 9, comma 3 means this is 9, this is 3. Agreed? We move on the 3 till we find the 9. This point is 9, comma 3. And for the last point, we can say that is 10, comma 10. That means 10 on the x and 10 on the y. This is 10, comma 10. So let's try to join these points together. And this shape of the triangle should be formed. Do we agree? Just a moment, please. Okay. So if for this question, if I would say a similar question was given to us, but rather than a triangle, they are asking us to draw a quadrilateral. Okay. Let's say they are asking us to draw a graph the quadrilateral. Okay. This is question number 9. And one more point is given to us. Let's mark that one more point. If the first point given to us was 1, comma 6. So can we say 1, comma 6 means 1 on the horizontal, 6 on the vertical. This point is 1, comma 6. I left the remaining of the question to be exactly the same. 0, comma 10. X was 0. Y was 10. We would always write the coordinate next to the point. Okay. Then we have 9, comma 3. This is 9. This is 3. And for the last, that was 10, comma 10. Where x was 10 and y was 10, we can say this is 10, comma 10. Once we join the points together, just by adding one more point to the question. See, when we compare question number 8 and when we compare question number 9, the difference what we can see is question number 9 is forming a quadrilateral. Question number 8 is forming a triangle. Why? In a triangle, 3 points were given to us, right? But if we add another additional point to the same question, now we have 4 points. And 4 points would always give us a quadrilateral, right? So it does not make us any difference. Whatever the coordinate is given, simply plot the coordinates, right? It could be a 5-sided shape, but the topic is not. The name of this lesson is graph the triangles and quadrilaterals. If this is a five points, you draw them 5 points together, 5-sided shape, right? So depending on the coordinates you will draw. Okay, let's try and do some questions from the test. Okay, just a moment, please. Let me copy. Okay, the first question says, graph the triangle. If this is a question given to us, just a moment. I'm trying to do some questions from the test so that we have a better idea. Okay, if this is a question number 1 from the test, I'll highlight the coordinates so that they are readable. Okay, these are the 3 coordinates given to us. And what they are saying is we have 2 options as the answer. Option A or option B. I'll give you the options on the screen. Can you kindly select which option is the correct answer? If these two options were given to us, this was option A, this is option B. So which option should be correct? What we can do is we can plot the points, right? We can say 5, 7. This is 5. This was 7. This was a common point. Then we have 9 and 6. We had 9 and 6. Just by plotting these 2 points, we know that this line was being formed, right? So which shape has this line? Option A or option B? And the last one was 2, 1. So we can say 2 and 1. So the final shape comes out to be this, right? It's not visible. Okay, sorry. The first one was this. Okay. And the second one was this. So which option should be your answer? Yes. Okay. Sorry, it's visible for me. I thought you could also see option A would be the correct answer, right? I'll make it bold next time. For the next question, it says graph. Just a moment, please. Graph the triangle with the vertices. If the triangle is question number 2, just a moment, please. Let me copy paste. If these 3 vertices were given to us for question number 2, and the options given to us are, let's pick up the options. If these 2 options were given to us, I'll redraw the lines on them. Don't worry about that, right? This, and this, whereas this, and this, right? So which option should be the answer? Option number A or option number B? Let's draw the options on a graph paper. This was our question number 2, right? Okay, let's see what are the possibilities for question number 2. See, we had the coordinate 3, 3, 3 and 3. But this coordinate is something like 2, 6, which is not possible. We cannot see 2, 6, right? Then we had 6, 7. And then we had 7, 2. So that we can say that the shape given to us was something like this. Yes. Question number 2, the answer would be option number A. Okay. Let's have another question. This was option number A. Let's copy the next question. It says, graph the triangle with the vertices. This would be question number 3. Okay. And the vertices given to us are, these are the coordinates given to us that we need to draw. Sorry, just a moment. Question number 3. Yes, it is easy because we are just trying to draw the graphs, right? For now, we are not trying to simplify or do anything to them, right? Just the basic construction we have to focus on. Okay. So let's say if this information was given to us, which option should be correct? Option number A or option number B? If this is option A, this was option B. Okay. See, the easiest part is look at the coordinates over here. Okay. Can we see a 0, 10 and 10, 10? 0, 10 would mean it is over here, and a 10, 10 would mean it is over here. So which question would have this kind of a line? Sometimes you don't even, perfect. No. Question number 3. Question number 3, option A or option B? Quinsley? What should be the answer for question number 3? It's okay, Ashik, Quinsley, Nathan. What is the answer for question number 3? Sure, 3B. That's why I'm not moving ahead. I'm waiting for you people to answer. See, question number 3 had these two options, right? Let's see. The first coordinate was 0, 10. That comes here. The second coordinate was 9, 3. This is 9, 3. And this is the third coordinate. So once we join the 3 points together, we will have this shape. And this shape we can find in this option number A, right? Because option number B is a very different shape. So option number A is the correct answer. Agreed? For question number 4, if the coordinates of the vertices given are these, okay, question number 3, A is the correct diagram, right? Okay, let's have a look at this example. It says the coordinates are given to us and they're asking us in question number 4, which would be the correct diagram. Okay. We have two options, option A and option B. I'll redraw this so that you can see what is the answer. This, this, and this. The second option was this, and this, right? So let's see which option is the correct. We have 4 comma 4. 4 comma 4 would be here. We have 9 comma 8, and then we have 8 comma 6. 8 and 6, right? So can we say once we join the points together, a shape something like this would be formed? Yes, thank you. That means for question number 4, option A is the correct answer, right? It's kind of easy. All you need to do is follow the coordinates, follow the points, or follow the vertices. Vertices, coordinate, and point, they are synonyms of each other, right? They can be interchanged in place of each other. Okay, please do complete the test. We have just a few questions in the test. We are done more than half the test. 3 more questions are left. Okay, thank you so much. Best of luck. Have a nice day. Take care.